Our coverage of the Murdaugh murder trial with Ronnie Richter of the Bland Richter law firm. And Ronnie, of course, is helping us understand the potential defense and prosecution strategies and the potential impact of the trial. Certainly a lot happening in Colleton County today.
No doubt.
The first thing that happened, of course, was COVID-19 enters the courtroom.
Right.
We know that we now have 3 alternate jurors left after 2 jurors tested positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, it's a real conundrum because we're 3 alternates away from a mistrial potentially. You know, you can go forward with less than 12, but it has to be by consent. There's no way the team Murdaugh would ever consent to less than 12 because they're just trying to get one juror who's going to hang up the proceedings. So every time you consent to less than 12, you lower your chances of reaching that one person who's going to fight for you in that jury room.
And we have a lot more to go in this trial. So we're again are down to 3. This could possibly end in a mistrial if there were, someone else tested positive. Sure. So this is something that we need to pay very close attention to.
Yeah, no doubt. As prevalent as COVID is right now, we know that the rest of those jurors were exposed to the 2 that came down with it. So we're going to have to watch as this develops this week.
Surprisingly, Riley Benson said when the jurors did return that there were fewer jurors wearing masks when they returned to the courtroom. So we are not sure the reasoning behind that, but something we are watching very closely. The other big takeaway from what happened in Colleton County today, Ronnie, is Riley Benson hearing from insiders that Alec Murdaugh could be called to the stand to testify in his own defense. Are you surprised by this?
It's lunacy. I'm beyond surprised. It is not going to happen. Anytime you put a witness on the stand, the first issue becomes the credibility of the witness. How is that going to work for Alex Murdaugh? Right out of the box, we have to establish, I've lied to and stolen from my clients, my best friends, my law partners, my family. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm not lying to you now. It's a fool's errand to think he's actually going to be exposed to that kind of cross-examination, because if the jury did get the sense that he was being dishonest to them, he will spend the rest of his life in jail. Problem number 2, when we see the video of the first responders that day, literally the first thing he says to them is not true. And so if his credibility is going to be made central to the case, and it's not right now, I think that's a damning thing for Alex Murdaugh.
Is this possible, some kind of strategy on the part of the defense to put out there that he's going to testify just to confuse the situation?
It may be. Maybe you want to create that false narrative that, look, he really does want to tell his story when we really don't want him to, okay? And so it's the lawyers ultimately that pull him back when he really, really wants to talk. For me to put Alex on the stand, first he'd have to be my very last witness. I would watch and see how my forensic team does in tearing holes in the state's case. I'd watch and see how my character witnesses do in portraying Alex as a loving husband and father. And if they carry the water, and I think that they will, there's no set of circumstances where I'd let that man talk.
And if he were to testify, there would be a lot of focus, I imagine, on those financial crimes, because that's already been brought up, right?
No question, and they're undeniable. Right, so again, literally the first thing he has to say is, I admit that I lied, cheated, and stole from everyone, but I'm not lying to you now. That's a tough sell.
You use the word lunacy. You absolutely do not think that he's going to testify, or you're just going to be surprised if it happens?
I'll be stunned. I mean, absolutely stunned. It's a Hail Mary pass. The Titanic has hit the iceberg. We might as well let him testify, but I don't see it as necessary because right now I see them as winning.
Right now, you believe that the defense is winning.
I do.
And why is that?
I feel like the state today had DNA evidence, right? And so it's that one moment for the jury where we're waiting for that one thing that's really solid that we can count on. And what I heard in the DNA evidence was muddled at best. If they did find it, where did they find it? What about it says it was caused by the murders committed by Alex Murdaugh? So too many dots to connect for me.
Let's talk about the other big development in the courtroom today. For the first time, certainly we know that the jurors saw this before, but we were hearing and seeing that first reaction between Alec Murdaugh and first responders the night of the murders. Let's take a listen and watch this.
This is a long story. My son was in a boat wreck a few months back. He's been getting threats. Most of it's been benign stuff we didn't take serious.
Okay.
He's been getting punched. I know that's what it is.
Ronnie, what is your reaction to that? You said that right off the bat during this initial reaction, there was a lie.
Yeah, well, he had misrepresented his whereabouts immediately prior to these murders, right? And he said he'd been gone for an hour and a half. Well, that's not exactly true, as we now know, because he was at the kennels 15 minutes before the murders took place, or so it appears. I don't know how you respond appropriately. I don't know how you look appropriately if you did walk onto a scene like that. But the first words he speaks seems to fit his narrative about someone else must have done this to Paul, and here's why. I don't know that that's what you say. But again, if he's on the stand and he's subject to cross-examination, all of this is going to be spaded through pretty closely. The other thing about the defense case, will they have witnesses who are going to support what he just said? Are witnesses going to come forward and say Paul was being threatened, Paul was being punched, just like Alex said? I don't know that.
We certainly don't know, yet to be seen, and we, of course, will continue to watch the process and see what happens next. Ronnie Richter, thank you so much for being with us. And, of course, we will continue to watch the coverage and what's happening in Colleton County.